What's up everyone, how's it going? Spawning in the northwest as our orange Zushi legacy player, we have Roger. And down here in the southeast, we have VortiX playing as our blue Malian. Not sure if I said the name of the map, but we are on Hidden Valley. Very standard build so far, coming out of our Malian player. Keep in mind, I'm not really going to, what's the best way to put this? Spoil anything other than saying VortiX is a semifinalist, or was a semifinalist in the most recent EGC TV tournament. I highly recommend you guys watching it. There were some phenomenal games. Pretty much, I don't think there was a single match where I was just like, I'll skip it, I'll wait for it. All of them were good. Every single one of them were good. I really enjoyed them. The tournament was phenomenal. Over here for our Zushi legacy player, very standard play. Got our mill right next to the TC, which I don't really like because villagers kind of like pushing sheep sometimes, and if that sheep gets pushed a little too far, or if for some reason the villagers end up moving awkwardly, you could start kind of screwing yourself over in terms of your taxes. Even right here, for instance, let's say these sheep don't go exactly where you tell them to, even though they should. Pathing in this game is weird sometimes. You could screw yourself over, but so far so good. Doesn't seem like any of that's really going to be happening. I would have really preferred it just straight up on the berry bushes, because that also saves you 50 food or 50 wood in the long run, since you're not going to have to worry about placing down a second mill anytime soon. It's already on the berries. Rally all your sheep there, call it good. Over here for our Malian, 6 houses, pit mine, and then rest on food. That's it. That's your Malian opener right there. There's really no variance to it at all. The only other difference that there could potentially be is whether or not you're going against the Mongols, or potentially the Japanese, somebody that could have a very heavy like feudal age. But even then, you're not going to go barracks necessarily against the Japanese, because your Donzo aren't going to do much against the samurai. Like, yeah, you're going to be able to get the range attack off on the Donzo, break the shield or the armor, but then the samurai are just going to fight you one-on-one. And that's a fight that the Donzos will lose 100% of the time. Meanwhile, Meditation Garden. Ooh, that is okay. I don't think there's any better position than that for the Meditation Garden. He's gonna get a decent amount of wood, gold, stone, no food. Yeah, that's kind of bad. That's kind of a bad spawn for that Meditation Garden, but you got to make do with what you get. And then of course we have the Monster Quarry coming up for Malians. Very standard out of both players. The major difference is going to be major difference for our Zushi legacy player is, are they going to go for a fast castle? Are they going to go into song pretty soon? If they go into song, is it going to be for like a 3 TC play? Is it going to be just for a heavy? Okay, so we are going into a song. That's a very forward. I say very, but that's a pretty forward Jingning Tower coming through for Roger. That's going to be susceptible to some pretty decent harass later on. It could eventually get sniped out too. Just have 2 or 3 rams on there. I really don't like the positioning from that building at all. I know I'm being pretty critical of it. Roger is a top 200 player as well, and then we have VortiX, who's a top 5. I'm not sure if he's actually top 5 in ladder, but he is a top 5 player just overall. Like, he is an absolute beast. Roger, on the other hand, he is a top 200 Conqueror 3 player. I actually didn't really get a chance to look him up before this game. I just saw VortiX and instantly clicked it in order to cast this game. a lot of villagers moving over, so we are going to be getting the TC, multiple TC, no, just a second. So Roger's going to be going for a 2 TC play off of the Song Dynasty. Second pit mine is coming up. Give me 1 second. The sound is really loud right now. Let's drop this to like 82. I don't know why the sound seems so high right now. Second pit mine is coming up, just filling it up with all the houses, and then gonna drop the pit mine after. Do we have any? We do not have any cattle ranches up quite yet. The space on this map is very unforgiving if you don't prepare your SimCity from the very beginning. He can do his ranches. He can put his ranches over here, his cattle ranches and his Grand Filani Corral. But then, in the long run, Roger can just sit like right here with trebuchets, bombards, even nest of bees, and just rain death from above. And it's gonna put VortiX in a very awkward position in terms of defending his landmark and his cows. Warrior Scout picks off the normal scout. Warrior Scout greater than all other scouts. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I was gonna say Grand Winery. The granary does come down for the first one. Does come down for Roger. Keep in mind when you are in Song Dynasty as the Zushi Legacy, all non-military buildings have their wood reduced by 40%. So that is a massive eco boost for the Zushi. You're still gonna have to pay the 350 stone for your town center, but the 400 wood drops down to 240 instead of 150 for your granary. It drops down to, oh no, is it 150 or 125? Either way, it drops down to 90, and then your village obviously goes down as well. But the main thing is your farm. You save 30 wood on your farm. That's a lot of farming. That's a lot of wood that you get to save. Walls are coming up over here for VortiX on the west side of the map. Doesn't look like it's started at all. Where are you? Single villager moving out. Cattle ranches are getting set up right now. 3 are finished, 4th one almost done, and he is currently on 2 mills producing his cows. Well, 1 mill. Oh no. Yeah, so he already has his wheelbarrow and double broad axe. That's pretty much it in terms of eco upgrades. As for Zushi, double broad wheelbarrow is finishing up pretty soon, and he's gonna have a really nice spot right here for the Grand Filani Corral. Like I said though, if Roger does decide to go more siege, what do we have? Oh, a couple horsemen moving out. The warrior scouts will be able to defend against that pretty easily. Oh no, the first barracks does come down, so he's going to be sitting on 1 barracks and 1 stable. VortiX, where are your... Yeah, just bring your warrior scouts over. They'd be able to deal with this. Just poke at them, back off, heal up, rinse and repeat. VortiX does have the micro for it. If you guys haven't seen EGC TV, it'd be perfect for you guys to see what kind of micro he has. It's absolutely insane. And now all 7 of the cattle ranches are down. Slowly but surely, it is getting filled up. Wait, does he have 3 mills or 2 mills? Yeah, he only has 2 mills. That is getting full pretty quickly. Now he's just missing out on a few resources in order to jump up to his castle age, and that is a lot of production. For our Zushi Legacy player, what is he currently sitting on? And and keep in mind, his current standing army is free. I don't think he's made a single unit. He's just getting a lot of units for free out of his Jingning Tower, which whenever you do build a non-siege building, so as of course your barracks, archery range, stable, you get a basic unit for free out of or a basic unit for free from the Jingning Tower. So when you build an archery range, you get a Chukunu for free. A barracks, you get a spear for free. Stable, you get a horseman for free. And Roger is currently sitting on 49 villagers since he does have a 2TC. Yeah, it's just a 2TC play, right? Yeah. I didn't see a third one ever get dropped. And Grand Felony Corral is coming up, gonna be finishing up pretty soon, as well as the Mountain Liu Academy for our Zushi Legacy player. Roger is on 51 villagers, 13 military, 5 Chukunu, 4 in queue, 5 horsemen, and 3 spears, as where VortiX just hit castle, sitting on 6 hardened Donzos, 2 warrior scouts, and the production for him is also getting dropped. He will be going into the traditional, most likely the traditional Sofa Javelin Archer build or army composition. He will need a couple Donzo mixed in as well, just to deal with the horsemen. But the Donzo will get melted pretty quickly by the Chukunu ball or the Chukunu mass that Roger is building up, currently sitting on 12. 3 more in queue with 5 horsemen, 3 spears in the back of it. So we might see, okay, the mosque is coming down. We might see a little bit more of a heavy Donzo javelin thrower type thing, but it looks like he's going to be going more Donzo archer. Veterancy coming through as well. Let's see, where are your, I would really love to see the poison tipped arrows coming through. That's veteran, javelin thrower veterancy. Roger is moving out with a few more units than what he was before, primarily because the javelin throwers, the Donzos will just completely destroy his horsemen if he does try to commit with that. Not even from like melee range. Once you hit a critical number of of Donzos, they could just one-shot your horsemen before the engagement even happens. And at that point, you're down a villager, and the Malians are, you're down a horseman, and the Malians are down a cooldown. That's it. Yeah, they're down a cooldown on like 20 Donzos, but they'll gladly take that trade every single time. And now sitting on 37, or Roger's sitting on 37 military to VortiX's 23, 29 Chukunu. Oh, are we gonna get a little bit of a fight right here? Charges go through from those horsemen. Nice little brace on the Donzos. Javelin throwers are single target firing down the Chukunu. Donzos should be able to turn on this. And again, nice little individual pickoffs from those javelin throwers onto the Chukunu. The Chukunu are doing the same though, but they are just focus firing down the Donzos to let the horsemen do a little bit more damage. No, the Amon is getting mixed into the battle when he's just supposed to be grabbing the relic. Oh, he's just gonna be ignored for the most part. And nice little stutter step forward from VortiX into the Chukunu mass. The numbers have been severely crippled for our Zushi Legacy player, and this is what happens when you go against one of the best players in the world. You thought you had the numbers advantage, you thought wrong. The focus fire was amazing, the stutter step, the control was amazing by VortiX. He didn't commit until he knew he could, and then he started systematically picking off the units, the range units of our Zushi Legacy player. A little bit of a tarot. Like, this is, don't get me wrong, this is amazing having both your pit mines right next to each other, but at the same time they're a little too close. Oh wait, let's see. Oh no, yeah, they're like a little too close, but it is what it is. And now we're getting Imperial Guards getting thrown into the mix. Roger is sitting on 74 villagers, 30 military supply, 17 Chukunu, 6 crossbows, 4 Imperial Guards, 2 spears, a Lancer, and then his own monk. VortiX is currently sitting on 2 relics. Roger has 1, picking up his 2nd at the moment. VortiX has 49 villagers, 39 military, 13 javelin throwers, 10 donzos, 7 sofa, and 2 archers. No poison arrows, I'm pretty sure. I didn't see the upgrade at any point. Yeah, no poison arrows. I love poison arrows. They're so good. They allow you to just focus fire, split your focus fire up, or even just blanket the entire army with poison and watch them slowly die. I love it. I don't think Roger should be committing at this moment. He needs to play a little bit more passively, start getting those palace guard numbers up before he commits, because that's going to be his main thing right now are those palace guards, in order to try to chop through the are we going to get that engagement, in order to chop through the back line. And it does look like VortiX is going to be the one to commit. Nice little charge off on those sofa to the front line, well, to the back line. Since he was retreating, he was able to pick off a couple of the Chukunu. Focus fire coming down on those javelin throwers to the back line of Roger's Chukunu. One at a time, they are getting picked off. The front line for VortiX seems like it's a little lackluster, but it was only because of the angle that I was in. The front line for our Zushi legacy player is getting completely destroyed. Now we're seeing Musafari warriors getting added into the mix. Javelin throwers for our Malian players still just focus firing down every single one of those Chukunu and crossbows. That was a heavy victory in favor of our blue Malian player. And now Roger's going to be heavily on his nice little IO kill right there too. And now Roger is going to be playing on his back foot. He needs to be a lot more defensive. We might even see, I don't think so. Does he have any on stone? No, he doesn't. These javelin throwers are doing an extremely good job just focus firing down any ranged unit that they can, but now they're in melee range of the Imperial guards, or excuse me, the palace guards and the spears. So we see quite a few javelin throwers get picked off right there. VortiX is getting pushed back little by little, but his economy is just so massive at the moment that he's just going to keep streamlining in units until he's able to break this position. We need to see 1 or 2 rams in the mix as well to start destroying some of this production to delay Roger as much as he can. Roger, on the other hand, he needs to pull back, and he needed to play a little bit more defensive instead of overextending like he did right there, and he got caught out of position. The army numbers were pretty even at that point, but he just didn't have a good enough composition to stay or to keep sustained. And now it's 89 villagers for Roger, 10 military, 56 villagers for VortiX, 50 military. And now VortiX is on top of the production of Roger. He's not going to be able to get that number up. We do see production getting thrown up over here on the other side of the base, on the northeastern side of Roger's base, but this isn't going to be enough. And now VortiX is in the farms. Slowly but surely, he's going to be picking off more and more villagers. Currently sitting on 9 villager kills. That number will be growing quite significantly. Oh, the first nest of bees is out. Decent shot on those javelins, but instantly VortiX does hit the spread formation, and he's able to dodge a huge amount of those shots. And another shot goes off. It hits a nice good cluster, but it's still not enough. I wouldn't be surprised to see GG get called, which we do. VortiX takes it. Roger does call GG. Game goes to VortiX. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.